Eddie, being part of being a legend means that you spend some time with other legends. And I was thinking that I could say maybe the name of another iconic person, and you could tell me the first memory or story that comes to your mind. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how many legends I've met.
I have 104 listed here.
You have 104 actual legends?
No. I only have like five legends. All right, here we go. Richard Pryor.
He was so nice and sweet to me, and I love to make him laugh. It was nothing more rewarding than to say something and have Richard Pryor go, that's how he laughed. When Richard did that, you'd be like, to make Richard laugh.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, he looks like he'd be
and
great.
he was so sweet to me.
How about Rodney Dangerfield?
Rodney Dangerfield, I met him when I was young. I tell you, he gave me like bad advice. Like I met him when I was like 17. I was 17. I played the comic strip down in Fort Lauderdale, and Rodney Dangerfield came in and bumped everybody. He was like, Dangerfield's going up, and all the comics were like, Dangerfield. He went up and did, hey, and all that stuff he was doing. And I was like, Mr. Dangerfield, please, after he came off, he killed. I said, please watch my show. I want to go up after him, right? Because I thought I was a hot shot. I went up there and I crushed it. And I came off and Dangerfield was like, hey, there's a lot of foul language and you say you use those language. Where are you going to go talking that kind of stuff? He gave me all this stuff and I like all the wind came out of my sails. I was like, oh, Dangerfield. Then, 3 years went by. I get on Saturday Night Live and 3 years go by and I'm at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas and I'm at a urinal. And Dangerfield walks in, and he comes in the urinal right next to me. And I look over, and he looks over at me and says, "Hey, who knew?" That's my Rodney Dangerfield story.
At least he was
funny. He was totally real with it. He was totally funny with it.
Hey, who knew?
Hey, who knew?
My favorite Rodney joke. He goes, "My wife's cooking so bad. Are you kidding me? I mean, since when does toast have bones?"
Since when does toast have bones,
Oh, my God.
I look at my dentist, he told me my teeth are yellow. He told me to wear a brown necktie, you know what I mean? So to have that guy tell you, I don't think you have a future, kid. I was like, what the
Heartbreaking.
I was crestfallen.
And then he
kept it real.
Hey, who knew is unbelievable. That's
perfect. Who knew? It was like the perfectly timed three-year gap.
3-year bit.
Haven't seen 3 year build up to that moment. And you look over, he's right there. Hey, who knew? Perfect.
Good line. Muhammad Ali.
Oh, Muhammad Ali is my hero. That's my hero.
I remember you did Ali.
Not another person. Yeah, I've done impressions of him, all of it. It's not another person that inspired me more in life than Muhammad Ali. I think he's the greatest African American that ever lived, that ever walked the earth. Like no one had the impact like Muhammad Ali.
And you got to hang out with him?
Oh, I didn't get to hang out with him. I met him a couple of times.
Oh.
I met him a few times, and he gave me a really cool thing. He gave me for my 40th birthday, he gave me a plaque with a glove on it. It was like, you from your brother, Muhammad Ali. Like my most treasured thing is this cool little plaque from Ali.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Do you remember that Ed Bradley interview he did on 60 Minutes? Him and Ed Bradley? It was later as he...
when he pretended he was sleeping?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he actually was having fits of it. Yeah, it was very funny.
He's like punching it.
And that's one of the things that was beautiful about Ali, that he always had this, he was always Ali. Even when his health started to fail, he was never, that spirit was still there. He was always Ali.
That's so cool.
I love Muhammad Ali so much.
Well, Stevie Wonder. You must have met Stevie Wonder. I know you sang with him.
Yeah, Stevie's the old friend, and I love Steve, and he's a true genius. Stevie is the genius. He's, how you hear people say somebody's a genius or this person's a genius. Stevie Wonder is a real genius, and if you're around him, it's like, okay, that's what a genius is. It's like, okay, I'd never seen one before. I heard and when you see him, especially if you're around him, and he's doing something with music, then then you're really blown away by it. But you don't even have to be that; just be around him, and he's just the genius.
Yeah, it's almost
genius.
insane when you get to really see like someone like that, and you just be like, you go, yeah, and it'll just start playing like.
Yeah, I think of all the artists I've met ever in life, the two that I met felt like, with this otherworldly amount of talent and genius was Stevie and Prince.
Yeah.
They were like, okay, this is a genius.
Yeah, and Prince,
It's a genius.
We talked a little bit about Prince last time you were here, but I mean, and he was on our show a bunch of times, and I always tell people if they ask me about him, he was actually funny. He loved to laugh, and
That's a sense of humor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another genius is McCartney.
Of course.
I've been around. Yeah, those three. When you have those three, Prince, McCartney, and Stevie, I was like, I'm in the presence of a genius.
Did the story that your brother Charlie, which again, I'm sorry to hear about his passing, the story about Prince challenging you to a game of pickup basketball that he told on Chappelle, that I'm sure that really happened, but
that is totally and absolutely accurate.
But he gave you outfits?
No, we had on stuff from the club, So we had on club clothes, and Prince had on that outfit that was in the Kiss video, where he had the little like short shirt and the leather jacket and the buttons and stuff. He had that outfit on, a little gold chain around his waist, a waistlet, I think he had on the waistlet. And he was like, "Hey, y'all want to play some basketball?" He was like, "What the? You want to play some basketball?" And it was like, all right, let's play. And my brother it was Prince and a dude named Mickey Free that used to hang out there. And they used to all kind of wear that kind of Prince clothes. So my brother was like, all right, it's going to be shirts against blouses.
And who won?
And they teamed up, and the blouses won. They beat out of us. But you know what I think? We had one dude on our squad that could play named Larry. And he didn't have no shoes, so Prince gave him some sneakers, right? And Prince wore maybe 2-3 sizes smaller than Larry, but Larry was so excited to have Prince's sneakers on. He put them tiny sneakers on his feet, so he couldn't do his
Toes
game
all
right.
crammed up.
Yeah, so he could execute. So we lost. The one dude that could play, Prince's shoes had him shut down, so he couldn't execute.
That's genius. That's a genius move. Eddie, I always love talking to you. I'm so happy. Congrats on everything. Congrats on coming to America. I can't wait for the world to see it. It's going to stream on Amazon Prime Video beginning next Friday. Thanks again for coming by and come whenever.
Yeah, man, I'm going to come by. I can't wait to come by when it's all safe to come.
Yep. You're always welcome.
Yeah, man.
Thank you so much. Congrats.
On and on and on. I said, and it's on and on.